Imagine you have spent years building a life, a practice, a career, and at the same time there is this quiet voice that whispers, "You should be further by now." You walk into your office, you know you are good at what you do, your patients feel better, yet when you look at your bank account or the stack of bills, your chest tightens. A part of you trusts the teachings about energy and creation. Another part stares at the numbers and thinks, yes, but look at this debt. Look at this mess. That tug of war between what you know spiritually and what you see physically is exactly where many people stand right now. This message is for that version of you. First, let us clear up one thing. Your work matters. If everybody simply sat at home trying to think better thoughts, no one would be driving buses, adjusting spines, baking bread, or fixing electricity. You chose a physical body and a physical profession because you like the feeling of helping, touching, guiding, creating. When you place your hands on a patient and you feel that flow of relief and alignment that is source moving through you, the techniques you have learned, the years you have practiced, are not separate from energy work. They are one of the ways energy finds expression. Your job is not to choose between spirituality and your profession. Your job is to bring your alignment into your profession so that everything you touch carries that clear signal. The tension comes in when you start measuring your worth or your success by the one area that feels shaky. You might have a kind family, loyal patients, a roof over your head, clothes on your body, and yet you stare at the credit card statement and think, none of that counts, because look at this. In that moment, you are not seeing your life as it really is. You are letting one loud subject stand in as the story for everything. Energy does not respond to how many things are going well or badly. Energy responds to where you place your attention. You could have 99 things going wrong and one tiny thing working. And if you give that tiny thing your steady appreciation, your signal becomes "my life works." From that signal, more and more of your life starts to match. The same is true the other way around. You could have 99 things that are working and one thing that is not, and if you obsess over that one thing, read books about it, talk to your friends about it, lie awake rehearsing it, you teach your vibration to say, "My life does not work." That becomes the tone that every new subject has to pass through. So when you hear us talk about gratitude or counting blessings, we are not asking you to pretend you have no problems. We're asking you to deliberately activate the parts of your life that already prove that well-being is possible for you. You are not trying to earn help. You're tuning your signal. Debt is a perfect example. You may call it enormous debt because it feels honest. It is what the numbers say, and yes, it is true. But there are many other things that are equally true. It is true that some people are deeply in debt and thriving anyway. It is true that some people have used debt as a bridge into a life that fits them better. It is true that there are people with radiant health and people who are sick, people with rich relationships and people who are lonely. Truth is not the point. Focus is the point. Just because something is true does not mean you must keep it active in your vibration. Just because you have lived something does not mean you are required to relive it with your attention every day. So why do you keep telling the story of what you do not want? Because you think honesty will protect you. You think if you state the problem in sharp detail, you are being responsible. But vibrationally, every time you declare "I have enormous debt," you are placing another order for the same experience. It is like standing in front of the universe shouting, "I hate this thing, I hate this thing," and the universe only hearing, this thing, and delivering more of it. Many people push against a situation until they hit a breaking point, finally declare, "I cannot carry this anymore," and in that moment of surrender their energy softens enough that relief can slip in. You do not need to reach the breaking point. You can choose softer thoughts now. One of the gentlest ways to shift is to play with sentences the way we did with our chiropractor friend, rather than trying to leap from "I am buried in debt" to "I am wildly wealthy." You reach for the next thought that feels slightly less tight. "I have debt and I cannot see the way out" feels heavy. "Have debt and I will find a way through" it feels a little more open. "I know there is more income available to me, even if I do not yet know how it will appear" opens more. "I am looking forward to money flowing more easily" softens again. Nothing has changed on paper yet, but inside, a new signal is forming. Instead of declaring "it is wrong that I have debt," you might try "debt itself is not evil." Many thriving businesses carry debt. What matters is my relationship with it. You are not lying to yourself. You're choosing the sentence that feels like the path of least resistance. Notice what happens in your body as you try different thoughts. No effort is ever wasted. Every decision I have made is giving me clarity now. Feels very different from I keep ending up in the same awful place. I probably should not use this debt as the measure of my worth. Feels different from this proves I have failed. As you choose the version that eases your shoulders and allows a longer breath, you are literally stepping into a new timeline. Nothing has shifted yet in the bank, but something has shifted in the signal that determines everything the bank will eventually show. There is also a practical game you can play, not to force the universe, but to line up with who you really are. Take a pad with vertical columns and write down your regular monthly payments. Not the full mountain of debt, just the monthly promises. Place the largest one in the far left column and the smallest one in the far right column. Then sit with that page and say, these are my promises. I'm someone who keeps my promises. It feels good to keep my promises. Feel the steadiness of that. You did not say, I am ruined. You said, I am reliable. That matches the truth of who you are far better than any fear-based story. Now choose the smallest payment and decide that when it comes due, you will pay it twice. If it is $20, you pay $40. If it is $100, you pay $200. When you do this, you are sending a new message to yourself and to life. Not only do I do what I said I would do, sometimes I even do more, you are not doing it to impress the company you owe. You are doing it to feel the power of your own alignment. As that smallest column shrinks faster, then disappears, you draw a line through it and feel the satisfaction. Your page now has one less column. Progress is visible. The game becomes exciting. You begin to look forward to the bills because they are markers of movement rather than evidence of failure. Something else begins to happen when you play like this. Because you are no longer hiding from your bills or cursing them, the emotional static around money quiets. In that quieter space, ideas that could not land before start showing up. A new patient refers 3 more, or someone finally pays you money they have owed for months. An opportunity that you would have dismissed suddenly feels worth exploring. It looks like luck from the outside. It is not luck. What is what happens when your vibration shifts from I am drowning to I am in charge of my journey? Remember Esther and the tax packets? In the past, she would leave everything until the last possible moment and then struggle through the numbers with dread. This time she broke the task into segments. Today I will gather this group of receipts. Today I will complete this one part. She created a simple system to make it easier next year. She enjoyed solving the puzzle. By the time she sealed the envelope and dropped it into the collection box, she expected to feel a massive wave of relief, but nothing dramatic happened. Why? Because she had not been torturing herself this time. She had already been feeling focused, capable, and calm all along. There was no heavy weight to remove. This is what you are reaching for with your money story. Not the dramatic rescue, but the quiet, steady sense that you are walking with this subject instead of fighting it. The same principle applies to your practice. If you look at your appointment book and think, it should be fuller, you tighten. If you glance at the empty spaces and mentally link them with your debt, you double the signal of lack. Instead, notice the patient who does come in with gratitude. Feel the satisfaction of helping one person stand up a little straighter. Notice that you know what to do with your hands, that years of experience flow through you without effort. Let those sessions be the place where you say internally, my life works. My work works. People benefit from being in this room with me. That vibration is the marketing you have been searching for. From that place, the impulse to send an email, adjust your hours, or try a new promotion will feel light instead of desperate. That is the only kind of action that truly multiplies results. You came into this physical life with no address, no credentials, no balance sheet. You could not hold your own head up, yet you trusted life completely. You knew at a deep level that well-being abounds, that you are worthy, that the universe is generous and self-replenishing. No one asked you to earn air or sunshine or the rotation of the seasons. Those things are simply given. The belief that you must pay a heavy price, prove your worth, or suffer to deserve abundance was taught to you later. You are not wrong for having learned it. You are simply ready to remember something truer. So when your mind wants to tie your emotions to what is staring at you right now on the page, remind yourself gently. This is a temporary snapshot. It's not the whole movie. You never get it finished, and you cannot get it wrong, because every moment is just another starting point. $1 million or any other dream does not appear because you stare at the absence of it and demand that it fix your feelings. It appears because you practice the feeling of trust and stability until it is more familiar than worry. Then the manifestation has no choice. The energy you have nurtured and the physical experience have to match. Let this be your new inner story. My life works more than I have been admitting. I am learning to give the working parts more airtime. I understand that my attention is creative, so I am using it more kindly now. My debt does not define me. My past choices do not condemn me. I am someone who keeps promises, and I am beginning to enjoy the game of keeping them even better. Money is not my enemy. It is just energy that flows more easily when I am relaxed and appreciative. Clients, ideas, and income are already moving toward me in ways I cannot yet see. My only job is to keep softening my focus toward what feels a little better, again and again. When I do that, everything else begins to line up.